What's up, Spartans? Batman here to go over some news that we just got about Halo MCC. But before we get started, please subscribe for more Halo content.
TST Gaming, your destination for all things Halo.
Recently on Halo Waypoint, we got the Halo MCC August update. Now, we haven't heard anything for a minute, so this has been actually a really welcome change. So let's dive in. First, with modding, there are not only fixes and improvements to the existing mod tools for Halo CE, Halo 2, Halo 3, and ODST, but mod tools for Halo Reach are coming as well. To be clear out of the gate here, mod tools for Reach are still in the process of being locked down. Our intent is to release this alongside the August update when it goes live next week, but there's a possibility that these will come out just a little later to ensure it's up to the highest possible standard for public release. While Halo 3's content workflow was mostly an iteration of Halo 2's, Reach's workflow has some notable differences. And there's more in the article. I'm going to go ahead and link that in the description below for you if you want to see a little bit more about what those differences are. And a lot of, just to kind of give it a gist of it, it's more about the type of game engine that could be utilized for those two different projects. Next up, we have the Armory More. The multiplayer component of Halo 2 Anniversary is getting some love in this content update with the addition of not one, nor two, nor even three, but 5 new Spartan armor sets and a slew of weapon skins. Let's take a closer look at them. Breach, Trooper, Megaframe, Panzerdoll, and Biodroid. And some of these armors, I gotta say, are really different than Halo armors, but I mean that's kind of what MCC has become, is it's more to just kind of explore new ideas and themes using armor and weapons, and it's something that they've been doing for a long time and continue to do with Infinite today. Breach, it looks like a glossier version of the Master Chief with a different kind of visor, and it looks like there's some sort of, only way I can think to describe it is energy running kind of through it. It looks like there's some more gears and gadgets on your belt and your helmet as well. For Trooper, there is a bug theme looking Trooper that doesn't seem to be part of the Biodroid, but more of like a Wasp style armor. It looks cool. The other one looks almost like an eagle. It's almost like a Power Ranger outfit where like the helmet is part of an animal and then you have the visor taking up that front space. With Megaframe, that one looks really unique. It has a Halo symbol. They kind of went almost Transformers-like with it. And the top of this helmet actually has the Halo symbol, which is really interesting. And that kind of brings me to Panzerdoll, which I think takes this Transformer idea to a whole new level. And it looks like Japanese anime bots that you would see fighting against each other in some sort of mech battle. The Biodroid armor, I think, is the one that looks the coolest. It still kind of retains like a Spartan theme, but a little bit more organic looking. You'll further be able to customize your weapons, assault rifle, battle rifle, sniper, shotgun, and rocket launcher with the tie-dye, sandstorm, bluing, and black tiger skins. Halo Custom Edition maps. Something that we wanted to inform players in advance is that we are looking to make changes and improvements to modding in Halo Combat Evolved, which means that MCC's support for playing Custom Edition map files will be removed in the future, as these changes are not compatible with Custom Edition's map data format. As a result, players will need to use the MCC's Halo CE mod tools to fix up and rebuild any old Custom Edition levels for use in MCC, as attempting to play old Custom Edition maps once this change takes place may either crash the game or simply cause it to fail to load. Is this happening with the August update? No. This is intended to be an FYI to let players know that this will be happening in a future update, which at the earliest is likely to be the next major MCC update. This is a big one right here. The future of Spartan Points. Back in our June community update, we talked a bit about the artist formerly known as Season Points, now known as Spartan Points. Due to the vast amount of customization content released in MCC over the years, armor, attachments, nameplates, skins, armor effects, voices, and more, we shared that we are exploring the addition of purchasable Spartan Points for players who found that particular mountain an intimidating one to climb, or who just wanted to button up the last of the items they need to get. As expected, a lively conversation ensued across the community as well as within the MCC team. In addition to some frustrations at the prospects of purchasing SP, much of the feedback focused on general frustrations with the current SP earn rates in MCC, particularly once players have hit level 100. No decision has been made around the potential for purchasable SP being added as a secondary vector in the future, but with regards to SP earn rate complaints and the current wall that exists upon hitting level 100, we agree with you, and are working on designs now to address this feedback in a future update. And they talk a little bit more in depth, but the big takeaway after that would be that players will earn a Spartan point from every level from Tour 1 through Tour 11 for 329 points total. And players will retroactively receive points from levels they've already reached. So that's really nice because it basically will give you a huge dump of Spartan points to spend on your different items and customizations. Next up, they throw it over to a couple of the team members to kind of talk about what they've been working on. I'm just going to kind of briefly touch on these. So one of them is they want to add new skulls to Reach, specifically Bandana and Acrophobia. Coming in the August content update, we are getting some Forge additions and improvements to Halo Reach. Object duplication. This feature was introduced in the original Halo 4 release and lets forgers duplicate an object, retaining all of its properties, color, team assignment, boundary shape and size, etc. at the press of a button. It's a super handy feature, so we've added support for it to Reach, where it now works exactly as it does in Halo 4 and Halo 2 Anniversary. Reset orientation. This feature was always available from Reach from the Forge menu, but got its own handy hotkey in Halo 4. We've added this to Reach as well, where it maps to the right on the D-pad on controller and has a customizable keybind on mouse and keyboard. Delete by palette / delete everything. This is another convenience feature which was introduced in Halo 4 and is now available in Reach. From the Forge menu, you can now delete all objects within a given palette, or all objects at the push of a button. Location name markers. This is a feature which was originally introduced in Halo 5's Forge, which we've added a version of in Reach. Historically, Forge map variants have been subject to the named locations on the base map on Forge World, that's quarry, coastline, island, etc. Now you can set up your own with 256 names curated from across Reach's suite of MP and Firefight maps to choose from. These are currently available on Forge World and Tempest. Now, as far as Forge goes for some other games, we're getting an update for Halo 4 and Halo 2 Anniversary, and it says hold to bake lightning. Historically, swapping from monitor mode to player mode would automatically bake lightning on all dynamically lit objects on the map. This process is pretty fast on modern hardware, but it can still become an annoyance when repeatedly switching. In Halo 4 and Halo 2 Anniversary, you can now choose to hold the button to bake lightning or tap the button to switch modes instantly without baking. This will also be familiar to fans of Halo 5's Forge tools. Bug fixes and other additions. Aside from the items above, there are a number of bug fixes and small additions to Forge and Forge adjacent features. To name a few, elites can now pilot sabers in Reach, and the orientation of space fighters now appear correct for hosts and non-hosts alike in Reach and Halo 4. A few missing vehicles have been added to Tempest Forge palettes. A timing issue with toggling rotation axes at high frame rates in Halo 4 and Halo 2 Anniversary has been resolved. Check out the patch notes when they drop for a full list of fixes. They say no time to die. Another long-standing issue we fixed in this CU is the inconsistent time to kill of the Reach Magnum across matchmaking game variants. This actually dates back to a quirk from Reach's TU1 title update back in 2011. This TU added the ability for designers to tune the Magnum's damage multiplier to enable things like the 3-shot kill Magnum in the Halo CE Anniversary CEX variants. Modders can now play with this tuning in Megalo Edit. They go into more depth in terms of how much the damage can be in the multiplier. Again, you can look at that in the article listed below. They do touch on Halo 3 Unified medals, and they say, here's a quick recap on the feature. We identified 51 medals from later Halo games from Reach to Halo 2 Anniversary, which we wanted to include in Halo 3. Under the hood, these work exactly like the existing medals that Halo 3 shipped with. Players can customize how/if they are displayed in-game by choosing from the following medal display options, but they are always tracked and visible in the post-game Carnage report and award XP in matchmaking as a result. Unified. Medals are displayed in MCC's Unified Medal Flasher using the Unified art style. All medals, old and new, are displayed. This was intended for anyone who wanted more feedback for their actions in the game. Original. Medals are displayed in Halo 3's HUD using their original art style. Only the medals which existed in the original Halo 3 release are displayed. This was intended for purists who wanted the original experience. There was one area where this did not meet the goal of matching the legacy experience, which we'll touch on below. Spoiler, it is fixed with our upcoming MCC update. Original Plus. Medals are displayed in Halo 3's HUD using their original art style. Only the medals which existed in the Halo 3 release, as well as a small selection of new ones, are displayed. The new medals included are Headshot, Assist, and Super Combine, and they all use the original Halo 3 art from the campaign metagame feature set. This was intended for purists who wanted the original experience, but with a small handful of targeted additions. Off. No medals are displayed. This was an added bonus for anyone who wanted to minimize visual noise on their HUD. Above, we mentioned that there was one case where the original medal display setting didn't live up to its name. To explain this, we need to explain the concept of precedence in more detail. Some medals with overlapping criteria supersede one another. For example, defeating an opponent with a headshot will award the headshot medal and not the generic kill medal. Similarly, a beatdown supersedes a pummel, a wheelman supersedes an assist, and a gravity hammer kill or energy sword kill supersedes a pummel. In the original Halo 3 release, if you defeat an opponent with an energy sword, you would simply receive a pummel, technically a beatdown, but these were renamed with the introduction of Fancy Assassinations and Halo Reach medal. In MCC, the energy sword kill medal now takes precedence, and it's only displayed in the unified medal flasher. As a result, players using the original setting actually got less feedback than they did previously. This was not our intention, and we heard your feedback loud and clear. In the upcoming MCC update, you'll see the legacy pummel medal in the HUD while earning melee weapon kills exactly as you did before. Under the hood, these are still mapped to the energy sword kill and gravity hammer kill medals for the sake of PGCR and XP rewards. Next up, they talk about the menu. With this CU, we've made a number of quality of life additions and improvements to our season, now series, UI. Grinding for and equipping cool cosmetics across MCC is something we want players to be able to do without too much hassle. Let's take a closer look at some of the improvements we made. New options and career screen. The options and career screen is the hub from which players access unlocks, customizations, settings, and more. This screen hadn't seen too many changes, excepting the addition of new submenus since the MCC's original release in 2014, and it was due for an upgrade. We've rebuilt this screen from scratch with a new vertical layout, a preview panel providing contextual information about its submenus, and across to the roster. The exchange is now accessed from the screen, meaning that it's available without backing all the way out to the main menu, which required leaving your squad if you were in one. MCC's new and improved options and career screen, a hub where players can access various menus for unlocking rewards, tracking progress, and customizing their experience. Bulk unlocks. Unlocking items individually can be tedious, especially if you've got a lot of Spartan points to spend. We've added 2 ways to expedite this process. You can now select a tier on any future page of a series and unlock it and all the preceding items in bulk. In MCC, you only need to unlock all tiers on the preceding page to get access to a given item, so the bulk unlock behavior will unlock only the bare minimum number of items to reach the target item. Alternatively, there is an unlock all button to unlock the entire series. In addition to this, we've made some backend optimizations which make unlocks, whether for a single item or in bulk, about 30% faster than before. That'll actually be really nice. Series pinning. Now that there isn't a current series with new unlocks being added to the exchange instead, we needed to make a few UI changes. First, the preview widget in the main menu will now display information about the exchange by default, as opposed to progress toward the current series. Players can now choose to pin a series of their choice to automatically land on it when opening the catalog and to see its progress featured in this preview widget. Customization menu improvements. There are a lot of unlockable items in MCC, roughly 2,000 in fact. Historically, if you found a locked item in the customization menu that you were interested in, you'd have to scour the season overview, now catalog, exchange, and challenge hub to try to find where to unlock it. With this CU, we've categorized items by their unlock source to save you the trouble. That'll also save a lot of time, so it seems like this is going to be a really good update. And at the end, they say we are targeting release on August 31st, next Wednesday, for this content update, which means you'll be able to get hands-on with it very soon. We can't wait to see what you make of all the new additions, tweaks, and improvements, so keep that feedback coming. See you out there on the virtual battlefield. So overall, I'm excited about this. They're kind of giving it a new facelift, so to speak, in terms of the menus. They're updating the Forge. They're adding new customization for Halo 2 Anniversary, which was very minimal. My guess Halo 2's customization will be similar in scope to what Halo CE's customization was when they added it, but time will tell. Let us know down in the comments below what is your favorite thing that you're looking forward to in this MCC update. That's all we have for today. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Thank you for watching TST Gaming, and until next time, just play.